Oh, even the party setup looks blurry. Well, hello there, welcome back to another Genshin Impact
Whatever
video.
would you do without me?
What was my team that I was using again?
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
I think, was it this team? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. I think last time, we did a main Genshin Impact video.
Wait
It
for my
was
signal.
it was me
Time to broaden
oh,
our
I
horizons
can't
again.
think straight. Oh, I forgot I set up a timer. It was me doing a world quest for an event. But today we'll continue with the Archon quest because today is the day where we have reset. Oh my gosh, it's in like maybe 2 hours 30 minutes or something. We have reset and they're gonna add a few more quests into the a few more Archon quests. We're gonna get 2 more Archon quests. I don't think it's the end just yet. I think there's probably 1 or 2 more Archon quests until we get to the end of essentially the Fontaine arc. But that's kind of where we are at. I did record a video. I did record a video about how, unfortunately, the video quality for these videos is gonna get a little bit. I say a little bit, a lot worse, just because of the new recording setup. But I already talked about that in a video. I'll try to link it in the description of this video if I remember. This video is not gonna be posted anytime soon after the other video, or maybe I'll upload them near the same time. So yeah, unfortunately the audio is fine, but the video quality is not gonna look as good. So unfortunately, like to me again, it looks good, but even like here, search for like these words look super blurry, and I bet on video they're gonna look even more blurry. So I apologize for kind of the worst recording setup, but honestly, this is kind of how it's gonna be for a while. So it's better than recording Genshin videos on my phone. Unfortunately, it's worse than recording the last few videos. But anyways, last time on the Archon quest we were actually helping out. What's her name? Navia. I think she was one of the people who helped us out during the court case, and we realized that her dad got killed by Chlorianne or whatever her name was. And we want to kind of figure out why that happened. He was like incriminated. He was like pinned as a bad person. And Navia is trying to figure the whole thing out. And you know, of course there would be some beef between Navia and Chlorianne. But, you know, something weird coming up around here. And I think that's it. There's a lot of things that we need to look into, but that's kind of the few things. That's kind of, you know, a little bit of what I remember at least. So, like the faint moonlight of yesteryear, Linny has been acquitted, but you're not sure what to do. Your next step should be. You decide to take up Navia's offer for a farewell meal celebrate cooperation. And yeah, basically, we found out that she's actually poor. She's actually poor. That's why she's living in the dumps. So yeah.
Whether it be responsibility for Spina di Rosula or Master Callus's death, it all landed on Demoiselle's shoulders so suddenly. This won't do. I must become stronger.
Indeed. Also, the recording aspect ratio, I didn't even mention. The recording aspect ratio is going to be a bit poopy because I'm pretty sure there's huge black bars to the left and right.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other 2 go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
She doesn't sound too thrilled about this at all. Alright. Yeah, I forgot. The truth lost within the rain. You're now involved in a serial disappearance of young women case, whether you like it or not. From the new intelligence you gained from your encounter with the at the Fountain of Lucine, you and Navia prepared to next step in your investigation. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. We were like tripping balls, and we saw an Oceanid, or Ocean. How did Navia say it? I mean, I thought it was Oceanid, but apparently it might not be Oceanid. I might be mispronouncing it. Yeah, the whole thing, the Oceanid that we saw in our dreams was yelling at Vache, which we heard even on the first Archon quest, the first chapter of this Archon, or the first act of this act of this Archon quest. So now Vache is like some dude. He like the Oceanid like misses Vache or something, but Vache is like dead, or she's dead, or like she like wishes something about like wanting to tell Vache don't remember her or something. I forgot what it was. It's been a while, and honestly the story wasn't that interesting, so that's why I don't remember it. Anyway, where are we going? We're trying to see Neuvillette. He up here? Why can't I see it? Why isn't it not marked? What is going on? Please just mark it. Why was it not marked in the first place? What did I just randomly mark? Oh my gosh. So yes, we have to see Neuvillette, and obviously Navia doesn't seem too thrilled about it. I think I said that already.
The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Palais. Okay. Chief Justice, hello. Can you tell me where Vache is? He was very agreeable the first act, so I'm sure he'll be agreeable the second act. I haven't been in here yet, by the way. This is new. Ooh. Nice building.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
There's one guard.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Wait, it was literally that easy? I thought that the dude was gonna be like, oh, psych! You thought you were gonna get in that easy? I don't give a crap who you are. Ain't no business. You ain't got no business. So you're lost, turn back for some restricted areas only. Well, I'm heading back now. I was gonna make a comment about how no one here wears pants, but like honestly at this point I just don't care.
Please come in.
Oh, thank you. Oh wow, what an agreeable. I'm telling you, Neuvillette is like the most agreeable person in all of Fontaine. He is so nice. Well, nice might not be the word, but agreeable. Again, I keep saying that word.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Neuvillette literally comes out in like 10 hours? Less than 10 hours, like 9.5 hours from now today.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Guess that's that, huh?
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh well, I mean, no need to explain anything there. I think Navia explained it pretty well everything.
Navia, are you okay?
No, I don't think she's okay, Paimon.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Rain. Dot, dot,
What
dot.
is it? Did you think of something?
Your father's case. Was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at the time.
Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can turn into water.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
I have no idea where Poisson is, but let's go. We should go while the idea is still fresh.
Great. Let's go then.
Well, you see, yeah, Navia just out here making beef with everybody. But I think she has good reason to. We are here. Okay, yeah, I've been here before. When I say I've been here before, I've unlocked on my map. It's like an underground area, kind of. Pretty interesting. So yeah, it's out here, and then you go down here, take half your health. Then I unlock this viewpoint because I want to unlock it on camera because I had a feeling I might go here on camera one day. I mean, I'm probably gonna go everywhere on camera because I want to do a little bit of exploration on camera. But
What a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I think I'm starting to get why you like it.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Okay. Talk to Malice on the ship. Well, getting to the ship might be a bit, how do I get up there? Let's go from down here, I suppose. What are we doing again? What are we doing here? With the newfound information that, oh, okay, so her dad was murder, but probably not murder because real murder disappeared in rain or something. Alright. I think I forgot again. I forgot. It's been a while since I played the first part of the Archon quest, as you can probably tell. So I don't remember much. Cause I don't really understand. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I don't really understand what this has anything to do with saving like Fontaine or seeing or having us talk to Focalor, because I mean it's kind of like us helping Ayaka out, you know? There was a point to it, to get our name out there. But this, I'm not sure. Well, was there even a point to helping Ayaka? Wait, let me think about it. Was there even a point to helping Ayaka and Kokomi? Man, why do we just get sent around doing nonsense? I forgot. I need to re-look at the Inazuma arc.
Melus, we're back.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could the mastermind be the same person?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Let's be honest here. Is it just a Fatui or
Of
Abyss?
course.
I mean,
Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
it's alcohol.
Wait! Didn't
Straight up
that
just
guy
alcohol, huh?
who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Always drugs
Yes,
or
he
alcohol.
did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions.
Mate, that's literally
And
alcohol.
if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
Nah, I mean, that's withdrawal
oversaw
from
Poisson,
alcohol.
My father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Okay, but a question. When people get dissolved in primordial water, where do they go? Did they just straight up die? Because we saw that one guy died. But did that one guy die because of I'm talking about the one guy as in the bad guy from Lenny's case. Did they just die? I don't understand what happens, because what's her name? Didn't like Lynette use it for the first act of the magic trick, and she didn't die. So I'm getting confused when people dissolve. What happens? I don't know. Maybe your father got into an argument with Jack. But it's also possible that the third person was to blame.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Which also means you're headed
Jacques
to your
was
death.
an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live. And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the Unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
He gave you the choice to live how you
Yeah.
want.
I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What is a confrérie?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Oh, Catalyst case record. 3 years ago on a rainy day banquet, goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Catalyst had a gun in his hand and Jack had been shot and slain. Based on the investigation done then, there's no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped, and Catalyst was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. Oh gosh, we're doing a new investigation. Water in the missing person case.
Who would have imagined that people could really turn into water?
Uh-huh.
Here we go again, trying to crack an impossible case. All proof and no motive.
So is another investigation, similar to Act 1, but this one, very interesting. I think this is gonna be absolutely miserable because I sucked at the last one, really sucked. And I tried to predict what was going on. This time, I ain't even gonna try to predict what's going on because I'll probably be wrong. And also, you know what, guys? Shouldn't we just kill all 3 of those people that could be informers? Just kill all of them. Just murder all of them. Nothing go wrong with that. So yeah, I think we still have a little bit of time left in this video. I think we can go and check at least a little bit.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I mean, her father did kill their father, so let's not bother them
I'm sorry
for now.
that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the 2 of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Wait, does that mean someone ordered Jock to take out Callus? I don't think so.
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Testimony from Jacques' family. Jacques' family believed that he struggled greatly with the order to kill Callus. Did Callus act as the best, or was there more to the incident? These cats are like in each other.
I'll leave my husband's case to you.
Thank you, Miss Spina, and Miss Spina's friend.
What? That's what I've been
Are you okay, Navia?
demoted to?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Obvious.
Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
I don't think Navi is okay. I think he's dealing with a lot right now. It's pretty obvious. But anyways, can I shoot these cats? That's messed up. Okay. Anyways, I think we're gonna end it there. I realized, because I've been rewatching some of my Genshin videos to publicize them. When I jump around like this, kind of annoying. I mean, I kind of do it out of habit, but kind of annoying. Probably shouldn't do that. But anyways, I guess we can sum up our thoughts. Yeah, obviously Navi is dealing with a lot because a lot has happened, and a lot of people seem to be involved, even to the extent of like Chloria and Nivelle were involved too, right? Which is pretty wild. But yeah, finally figure it out. Is a new case. But honestly, my initial thought here, Callus being ordered to kill Mr. Callus, I don't know. I kind of don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I do feel like what Adele said, his father or her father was a good person. I don't know. I feel, well, it does make sense that people would kind of be suspicious of Callus. I don't think they would have, like, the bad people would tell Callus to kill, what's his name? To kill Mr. Callus. Jack. I don't think they would have told Jock to kill Mr. Callus. What I instead think happened was actually that Callus was killed. I think Callus was killed, and then the person who killed Callus probably wanted to kill, Jock. Jock was killed. I don't think Jock was killed by Mr. Callus, obviously. I think that's pretty obvious. well, maybe not obvious, but I think that's kind of. I don't think it was Mr. Callus. I think Jock died, but I don't think he wanted to kill Mr. Callus. Jock. I think Jock actually wanted to help Mr. Callus, and I think Jock got killed by somebody else. From his organization, like the synth people. Well, was it the person who disappeared, or was it somebody else? Who knows? But I don't think Mr. Callus killed Jock, and I also don't think Jock wanted to kill Mr. Callus. Right? So I kind of think that Adele, the daughter, was saying how his father or her father probably wasn't the killer. I think that is true. If anything, it was possible that the person who killed Jock wanted to kill Mr. Callus, but didn't end up doing it. I think that's kind of what happened. Again, is this person the person who disappeared and we saw closing on the ground? Was it them? Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with neither of them, Jock or Mr. Callus, want to kill each other. I don't think either of them had the intention of killing each other, and I think neither of them did end up killing each other. Well, obviously Jock didn't kill Mr. Callus, but anyways, that's it. Again, recording this video, it looked good, but when I post it on YouTube, we'll see how good the audio looks. I don't think it's gonna look that good, but honestly, it's whatever at this point. But yeah, thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are, and we'll continue Act 2 in the next video. Thank you for watching. I already said that. Whoops.